What's up, everyone? It's the Wall Street Custodian, and I'm coming back to talk about my favorite stock, especially penny stock, especially for long term. A stock that I think is going to be an absolute beast, and I can easily see in the $5 to $10 and maybe even $20 one day. I know it's crazy. I know it's crazy because this stock is 10 cents right now, and I know it's nuts for me to say that, but I'm talking 10 to 20 years here, guys. Don't look at this short term, I'm looking long. And with this crazy market crashing, NASDAQ dropping 4% in a day. What? 3% yesterday, 4% today, 25% on the year. This is crazy, guys. There's opportunities galore, and this is one of the companies that I squirrel money into all the time. And I'm getting paid this week, and I'm going to try to do a little extra. That being said, the stock we're talking about is ILS. It's my baby. It's my one and only. And they dropped a great short-term and mid-term progress update. And this is what I'm waiting for. You know, one of my critiques, actually, is one of my favorite things about ILS. I love that they update us all the time. Sometimes I think they may be saying too much in a way. Like constant updates, nobody really cares in a way, as far as they're not catalysts. They kind of were in the beginning, and like now they drop good news and really nothing happens. But it's honestly, I think we're beyond that. I think it's great to update shareholders on what the company is doing, because we can look at other companies, so many we can name, that don't even keep their shareholders in the loop. But you got ILS, you got Nicklink, you got JP Backwell. These guys keep their shareholders in the loop constantly, and I adore that. I love that. It's one of the main reasons I'm in this. Sometimes I wish they would back off a little bit, and it's kind of good. We actually got like 3 weeks with no news, so that's actually a good thing. Sometimes we don't need it maybe so often, but maybe just once a month is good. So they just dropped an update, and what it is, let's get right into this, guys. Remember, none of this is financial advice. You always know that. I always say it every time, but always remember that. Don't get mad at me if a stock goes down. We're in a crazy market right now. Do your own research always. And let's get into this, all right? And subscribe, by the way, if you can. Okay, so progress update in line with its short and medium term milestones. I'm going to rifle through this, guys, because there's some really sexy stuff in here. So having already acquired 7 companies since January 2021, think about what we're talking about, guys. This company is just over a year old. They've acquired 7 companies. What? 7 in a year and a few months. Well, since acquiring those 7 companies, ILS is in the process of agreeing and completing several more acquisitions for its ERT, the Emergency Response Technologies subsidiary. Simultaneous to this, and in addition to the building of companies within its group, ILS has been undergoing its audit, which is nearing completion. That's big news for everybody. We all want to see the numbers, right? So it's also reviewing options for shareholders to lock up shares in a preference category. They're finalizing structure for the rollout of its European deals and restructuring its subsidiaries in preparation for planned participation on major stock exchanges. That's big, guys. I'm thinking spin-off when I hear that. An opportunity which has grown substantially since the company's annual shareholder meeting earlier this year. With this and more underway behind the scenes, ILS wishes to update shareholders on its progress and set market expectations for the short and medium-term milestones to be achieved in the upcoming weeks and months. So I guess they're looking at short-term as the next weeks and mid-term as the next months. I kind of look at mid-term as the next couple, 2 years. For me, my outlook on this, and then the long term, like I said, it's 5, 10, 20 years, my retirement. This is one of my main retirement plays. I invest in this alongside of my IRA. Now, since ILS provided an update on its second quarter plans, you can reference the April 4th, 2022 press release. The company has remained hard at work building its subsidiaries, particularly Emergency Response Technologies. That's the ERT spinoff we've heard about, in preparation for the planned participation on a major stock exchange. So I'm assuming that means spinning off ERT to NASDAQ, maybe? ILS has been agreeing the acquisition of several companies. Therefore, the company is pleased to say that it has held further promising negotiations with an acquisition that is achieving upwards of $100 million in revenue. Furthermore, while Eilers has been structuring the rollout of its European first phase deal in Serbia, it has also been going through the process for completion of the larger second phase deal. Having spoken previously of its creation of a defense subsidiary also, it's another spinoff, Eilers is now also nearing the agreement of its first defense acquisition with manufacturers, disruptive technology, and vehicles for the defense sector. In addition to the completion of already agreed acquisitions, Eilers has agreed to the acquisition of an emergency response communications company, a wildfire equipment manufacturer, and more as the company continues to add valuable assets to ERT portfolio. As the deal size and complexity of its acquisitions has grown significantly in preparation for the planned participation on major stock exchange, again, those words, planned participation on a major stock exchange, I'm assuming that means spin-off. That's what I'm hoping it means. Eilers is in discussions with reputable investment banks to evaluate several options and scenarios. And that's what we all want to hear. Where's the money coming from? We know they've gotten some funding, but they're going to need a lot more, right? So this is big. Once confirmed, the company will announce the investment bank that it has chosen to partner with for its participation on a major stock exchange. Eilers recognizes that it is running slightly behind schedule for its first planned participation on a major stock exchange due to larger and more complex deals on the table. However, these larger deals have increased the valuation potential of its subsidiaries, and Eilers is confident that the outcomes will be more positive for the company and its shareholders. Love it. Also, in conjunction with the planned participation on this major stock exchange, the company has further discussions with suitably experienced potential board members and begun discussions with newly identified candidates. Quote, "We have so many deals on the brink of completion, and many large new opportunities have arisen that we didn't anticipate. Many deals are due to be announced very soon, with several others due to be complete at around the same time. We are due to complete most, if not all, the deals that we have spoken about in the past, and more that we have not been able to speak of. What many people won't have envisioned is that the current economic conditions, the ongoing conflict in Ukraine, and the energy crisis, which many countries are facing, has presented us with massive opportunities since the operating in the infrastructure and technology sectors with the wealth of influential relationships at our disposal. This means that we are evaluating a lot more opportunities that we hadn't planned at the start of the year. And this is great news for Eilers, and I will agree to that. There's been some turn of events in the world that have actually benefited Eilers, from what it seems. So ultimately, it means that we have the opportunity to not only participate on major stock exchanges, but to become a dominant force in our sector on it. Although there are so many exciting developments, we are cautious to the timing. This is good. I want to hear this. This is interesting here. We're cautious to the timing and substance of the news. And so we are doing our best to balance the tension between keeping the market updated and the appropriate timing towards our planned participation on a major stock exchange without jeopardizing it. We do want to keep our shareholders updated so that they can understand the enormous scope of what's going on behind the scenes, said JP. Having previously announced that the audit by AJSH & Company LLP is underway, Eilers can confirm that good progress has been made with the audit, which is moving towards completion. The company remains on track for its audit and subsequent name change to Eilers International to be completed during the summer of 22, giving the option to uplist to the OTCQB. Eilers is currently, which by the way guys is the next step to the NASDAQ, right? We want to get there and then we want to get to the NASI. Eilers is currently reviewing various options and incentives for shareholders to lock up common shares in a preference category, which I personally, guys, will most likely be doing. Especially somebody like me who's not planning on touching this money or these shares for a very, very long time. If there's a great benefit for me to do so, then I will do it. Why not? Because I'm not touching them anyway. Given the many short and medium-term milestones, ILIS has been presented with many options and possible implications. Therefore, the company is considering which options will add the most value to its long-term shareholders, like me. So what, we're going to find out, like locking up our shares, we're going to find out what the benefit will be. I'm very curious to see what that will be. The company expects to announce the options to its shareholders soon, along with a simple method for shareholders to register for the preferred option to lock up their shares if they're interested in doing so. And I'll end it with this, guys. This is a quote from Nicholas Link. He commented, "Our entire management team has been hard at work, driven by the knowledge that we are building something truly special." I love this guy. "It is most exciting to see a vision that we have had for so many years really coming together now. Over the next few weeks and months, we will announce a series of deals and more detailed plans as our vision of building a global conglomerate takes giant leaps towards becoming a reality. To expand further on the progress we've been making and to give clarity on our short and medium term milestones, I am planning to record a podcast in the next week or so that we will release on our YouTube channel and share via Twitter, and I promise you guys I will be clipping that and bringing it to this channel so we can dissect it and talk about what he says. This guy's the boss. I love the CEO. I can't wait to hear right from his mouth what he has to say. I'm loving what he's doing, and I love when he uses the word conglomerate, because I think of a giant company that has 15, 16, 17, whatever company, 20 companies within it, that is just starting to generate huge revenues. Guys, the company is a year and a half old. It's an infant. I remember when I started my pizzeria, and we were about 6 months in, and we weren't even close to making money yet. We were just hemorrhaging money, still pouring the money back into the business. And I remember sitting down with our accountant, and he said, "Guys, and we were like frustrated that we weren't making money yet. And he said, "Guys, it takes 3 to 5 years for any business to start to make money. Pizzeria, deli, all the way up to big time companies." And I remember being like, wow. And it was exactly accurate. It took 3.5 years of hard work before it wasn't 5, but it was 3.5 years. 3.5 years till we made our first dollar. Yes, we were making money, but all that money went into rent and expenses, and we didn't turn a profit on all of our investment. Everything we put in, we didn't make our first profit for 3.5 years of hard work. Fast forward in my life, when I see a company like ILIS, that's what I see, an infant of a company. It could take 3 to 5 years for everything to start to gel and come together, to then start to see revenue come in where they're making some profits. And that's when you're going to really see, the exponential growth that we're looking for. So if you're getting in this stock now and you're saying, when Lambo, well, this is not the stock for you. So we got to give ILIS time, guys, to grow into the company that they're going to become. All right, and I'm willing to do it. This company is a beast. It's a beast. And I can't wait to see what Nick has to say on this podcast. Let me know what you guys think. I'll catch you later.